So what's going on, guys? And today we're just going to run down some topics in the NFL that's been going on this last week, trying to get you up to speed with what's going on. We're going to look forward to the Super Bowl recap, the conference championship games of the last week, and the free agency. That'll be next video. We're going to talk about the head coach hirings, because there's a lot of them in the NFL. Most recently, Doug Peterson for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I don't really know what's going on over there. They have so many coaches, fake coaches. What's his name? John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh, I forget which one it is. He was supposed to be the coach for the Vikings, but apparently he's not. He lied about it or something. Probably didn't lie. Oh, that is a lie, but I keep hitting this thing. Sign. This sign I got a couple months ago. I want to put it right here behind me, so it's not just a black wall, but I don't have any screws yet, so that's gonna have to wait. Maybe next time you guys see me, it will be up. So last weekend, AFC and NFC championship games. AFC between Cincinnati Bengals and Kansas City Chiefs, obviously. NFC championship game between the Rams and the 49ers. We could start with the Bengals and the Chiefs, which it was a good game. I thought the Chiefs were going to win, which I didn't want to happen, and I'm glad it didn't. But once it went to overtime, I felt like once it went to overtime and Joe Burrow lost the coin toss, everybody just thought it was over, because that is what happened last week in that game, or the week before that game against the Bills. So yeah, that was a good game to start it off, because that was the first game. And everybody assumed that the Chiefs were just going to win because it's the Bengals, and for some reason, even though the Bengals beat them 4 weeks before they played that game, everybody just assumed the Chiefs were going to win, which it's not crazy because they're the Chiefs and they should be favored in their games, but still got to play the game, and they lost. So the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl against the Rams after defeating the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. That game wasn't interesting at first. Like the Bengals and the Chiefs game, that game was not interesting. It looked like the Chiefs were going to blow them out, and Bengals ended up coming back. The 49ers and the Rams game was boring at first. It got good at the end, came down to the wire. The 49ers would be in the Super Bowl right now if, what was his name? I don't know, Ward, or was it Various Ward or Jarkiski Tart, or whatever his name is. But they would be in the Super Bowl right now if he didn't drop the interception, which is basically a punt by Matthew Stafford, the easiest interception he had in his career, and he dropped it to go to the Super Bowl. We would be talking about something totally different if that would have happened. So yeah, the Super Bowl now is February 13th, if anybody was wondering, between the Rams and the Bengals. Personally, I'm going to take the Rams to win that game. The Bengals O-line is not very good. They did give up 9 sacks, I think it was, against the Titans, and ended up winning that game. But I think the Bengals, it's not going to happen twice, and if it happens again, then it's not going to be the same result as the first time. And the Rams pass rush is just too strong for that, obviously, with Aaron Donald, the addition of Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey in the secondary. So I just feel like that's going to be the key of the game, the pass rush versus Cincy's O-line, and the Rams are going to win that and then win the Super Bowl, hopefully. And the Packers beat the Rams in the regular season, so if the Rams do win the Super Bowl. The Packers beat them, so that means if we were to play, we would beat them, and we're the Super Bowl champions. So you got to think on the bright side, because Packers, you got nothing but disappointment. You can talk about Tom Brady retiring and what the Buccaneers are going to do after the Tom Brady era, which lasted 2 years in Tampa Bay. They did draft Kyle Trask from Florida, but I don't think the Buccaneers are going to go with him. I think they're going to bring in a quarterback, and I've been hearing that Jameis Winston might be an option, and Jimmy Garoppolo. Leaving the 49ers, we can talk about that in a little bit. But the Buccaneers' best option right now, I feel like, since Tom Brady retiring, Bruce Arians, I don't know if he's still going to coach. So what I would do if I was the Bucs front office, which I'm going to have to explain to you why I'm not the front office. But I would see what you have in Kyle Trask, because most of your players are up, their contracts are up. Bruce Arians might not even be the coach, so I would just go into a total rebuild again. You got what you wanted, you got a Super Bowl, so yeah, I would just start it again. You know, it's going to suck, but that's your best bet, unless you can land a quarterback through trade, maybe Jimmy Garoppolo. He probably wouldn't be your answer at quarterback. He would be a bridge quarterback to either, probably not Kyle Trask, probably a rookie they would draft, which I don't know who that would be, because I don't know the quarterback. I don't know if the quarterback's position's deep in this upcoming draft. But they could trade for a quarterback, like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo, which leaves the 49ers in the hands of Trey Lance, which I think is what they're going to do. I think they either are going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo or release him. But I would keep him around for a year, even though I just said all those things. I'd keep him around for a year. Because Trey Lance, I don't think they believe Trey Lance is ready, and I don't know if they want Trey Lance to start next season. So I would keep Jimmy Garoppolo, and if Trey Lance proves, that he's ready, then you can take Jimmy Garoppolo out. But in the meantime, at least you have backup in case Trey Lance is not the guy that everybody thought he was going to be when they drafted him. What pick was he? I forgot. But maybe he was the third pick. Because everybody was debating whether or not they're going to take Mac Jones or Trey Lance. And maybe Mac Jones should have been the pick, because you see what he's doing in New England. So maybe they would be in the Super Bowl right now if they had Mac Jones. That could have been the difference in everything. But Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't the one that took him to the Super Bowl last time. It was the defense. He just managed to not lose. The defense carried him, really. When he had to make a play in the Super Bowl, albeit it was an overthrow, so if he threw it a little bit softer, it would have been a play. Yeah, if he would have made that throw, I think we would have looked at Jimmy Garoppolo different, and the conversation around him would be different. I don't think all the trade speculation, everything would be surrounding him. I think he would be solidified because he would be a Super Bowl champion. Even though it wasn't him that took them to the team to the Super Bowl, he managed to keep them there, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah. We could talk about head coach hirings around the league. Doug Peterson, latest head coach hired by the Jags that I mentioned earlier. I thought it was going to be Byron Leftwich, former Jaguars quarterback for the team. But I guess he's going back to Tampa to be the offensive coordinator. And I don't know if he withdrew his name because of the Brian Flores lawsuit, which he's not going to be a head coach anytime soon. He basically took his name out of the hat when he sued the NFL, because nobody wants him on his team if he's trying to sue you. So That doesn't really make sense. But who knows? Because his name is still in consideration for the Texans job, I believe. I heard. But he's probably gonna hire Josh McCown or something stupid like that. Yeah. So there's not a lot going on. Super Bowl. This is the week before the Super Bowl, so it's all dead. The only thing really is news, like what's his name? Hugh Jackson, when he played for the Browns. Well, not played for the Browns. He was the coach for the Browns. He said he was offered $100,000 to lose games. I don't know if it was $100,000 each game or $100,000 in total, but he seemed to do it because he only won 2 games and he lost like 36 in however many years he was the coach there. So he took the money, it seems like. And yeah, now the Browns. We could talk about the Browns for a minute. The Browns, Baker, a couple years ago, drafted Baker Mayfield. He looked like the answer for the Cleveland Browns. And, I mean, when you drafted him, I don't know if they were Browns fans were expecting. But can't be disappointed. He's done way more than any quarterback in the past, at least 20 years for the Browns. He took you to playoffs and won. Took you to playoff. I don't want to say if he won a playoff game. I'm not sure. Yeah, he did win a playoff game. He did win a playoff game. So I don't know if you could say you're disappointed with what he's done. You would like more from him. But I don't know if you could say he's disappointed. And this is only his 4th year, I believe. So his shoulder was messed up last year, he was saying. So that could have been a factor. I think you should give Browns fans give Baker some time. I think he is a good quarterback. From what I've seen, watching him at OU, obviously winning the Heisman, being a walk-on, Texas Tech, then transferring, winning the Heisman, and then being the #1 pick. Obviously, he's a good player. And people would say he had his supporting cast already around him in Odell, Jarvis Landry, even Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. So the Browns team was loaded, and I feel like this year for Browns fans is a disappointment because he had all those hopes, and Baker wasn't necessarily healthy. With the healthy Baker, I think the Browns and that team would be in the playoffs. I just think with Baker, he got dinged up a little bit and he threw the thing off. If everybody was completely healthy, I mean, that's for everybody. If every team was completely healthy, it would be a different story for everybody. So you can't really say that for one team because that would be for everybody. So I just think next year, give it one more year, Browns fans, with Baker. Obviously, you don't have Odell anymore. He's with the Rams. But you still have Jarvis Landry, Baker. You got Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. So I think you give it one more year with that squad minus Odell and see what happens, because this is Baker's 5th year, and I don't think they extended his contract. So it's 5th year option. So after this year, if you don't like it, then you can cut ties and go a different direction. Yeah, and other than that, don't really have much else to say. We'll see what happens next week in the sports world, and then I'll catch you guys at the end of that week, and we can run down all the sports news of that next week. So till then, have a good day.